DC, Kevin, thank you. Let's bring in the editor of Restoring America at the Washington Examiner, Kaylee McGee-White, and president of the Article 3 Project, Mike Davis. Welcome to you both. Kaylee, to you first. I want to get your take on this, kind of some breaking news. This is the Washington Post. David Ignatius writes the following: President Biden should not run again in 2024. Quoting, he should have stopped his son Hunter from joining the board of a Ukrainian gas company and representing companies in China, and he certainly should have resisted Hunter's attempts to impress clients by getting dad on the phone. Biden has another chance to say no to himself this time by withdrawing from the 2024 race. The enemy fire is coming fast and furious. Kaylee.
Yeah, and you want to know why the Washington Post is suddenly catching on to this idea that Biden might be guilty here is because he's falling in the polls behind almost every single Republican candidate for the GOP race. The fact is that the media is part of the reason why House Republicans have no choice but to open an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. Because if the media had been doing their job 5 years ago, looking into these allegations of Hunter Biden's financial dealings, then most of the investigation would have already been completed. Instead, they've dismissed every single allegation as so-called Russian disinformation. They're chalking up President Joe Biden's conversations with Hunter Biden's business associates as, oh, they were just talking about the weather, and here we are.
And here we are. And Mike, to you now, I mean, what do you think? Should this have been voted on by the House? Do you think this is good going forward with the inquiry?
I think it is very important that Speaker Kevin McCarthy move forward with this impeachment inquiry. We have serious allegations and even corroborating evidence that the President of the United States is compromised by tens of millions of dollars in foreign bribes and other corruption to just about every Biden family member except for the 5-year-old granddaughter who they refused to acknowledge for 5 years and just did under political pressure. The Constitution requires that the House look into this. We cannot have a corrupt, and more importantly, we cannot have a compromised President of the United States.
Yeah, moving on now to the former president's legal troubles. The New York Times writes the following here: Trump moves to quash most charges against him in Georgia. The Smith filing, if Smith is one of the local attorneys in Georgia, argues that the racketeering conspiracy laid out by the prosecution was actually comprised of millions of people throughout the country who believed election fraud had taken place and were working towards the same goal as the defendants. We have heard this argument many times, Kaylee, and you wonder if it's resonating at all in Georgia.
Well, it should, because the special grand jury report that was released by Fulton County this week proves how absurd this case is. Every single person somewhat involved in this scandal who could have been indicted was recommended to be indicted by the grand jury. That includes sitting U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, 2 sitting senators at the time, Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, simply because of political speech that they had made surrounding the 2020 election. It's a sham case. Trump is right to push back on it, and let's see what his defense team comes up with.
Yeah, I mean, she makes a good point, Mike, but it seems like so far in the state of Georgia, the former president hasn't really gotten much legal love down there.
Well, I think what's going to happen is I think you're going to see President Trump moving to dismiss both of these January 6th indictments by these Democrat prosecutors, Jack Smith in D.C. and Fannie Willis down in Fulton County, Georgia, because he is protected by presidential immunity. What he did as the president of the United States, you cannot have a state charge him for that. And alternatively, if he was acting within his personal capacity, he's protected by the First Amendment. It is not a crime to object to a presidential election. It is allowed by the Electoral Count Act of 1887. Democrats objected in 1968, 2000, 2004, and 2016. And it's not a crime to twist arms politically. It's allowed by the First Amendment.
Mike Davis, Kaylee McGee-White, thank you both.
Thank you.
Meantime, new whistleblower claims were made public today about the investigation into the origins